What up, everybody? In Season 3, Episode 5, after Tommy took out Claudia, he called Diamond for help and got his voicemail. So after Diamond's phone went to voicemail, Tommy called Shanti, who picked up and helped Tommy deal with Claudia's body. At this point, Shanti told Tommy about Diamond and Gennard making a move on the Yardies, something that Tommy didn't know anything about. So this revealed to Tommy that Diamond was now the one making solo moves, like Tommy was doing in Season 2. I mean, like Tommy told Diamond, if an opportunity presents itself, he was going to take it. So Diamond could say the same thing, that an opportunity presented itself to take over the Yardies' territory. Then after Shanti told Tommy how Diamond and Gennard were making solo moves, she let Tommy know that these brothers were looking out for themselves. In regards to what they did with Claudia's body, it didn't show that yet. It probably will in episode 6 though, when the cops find her, but I wouldn't be surprised if they hog-tied her, keeping in mind that Shanti was walking with rope in her hand. And if they did, this would be a callback to Season 1 when Walter called in the 4 horsemen from Dublin to go against Tommy and the Serbs. And Tommy made the first move, taking out one of the horsemen at a bar and then hog-tying him after to send a message. And since they said whatever they did with Claudia was also sending a message, I think they did the same thing to her. But the Season 3 trailer also shows a clip with Tommy talking to Shanti, and she tells Tommy to watch his back. And this is another callback to Season 1 when the horsemen came into town. And at this point, Tommy was working with Claudia and moving Dahlia. So Tommy went to talk to Claudia to see what was up and why she hadn't been answering her phone. But Claudia didn't know if she could trust Tommy because Walter was telling her and Vic that Tommy tried to have Vic killed. But when Tommy was leaving, Claudia told Tommy he should watch his back. So in the same type of way, I think that Shanti is going to warn Tommy to watch his back when it comes to Diamond and Gennard plotting against him. Either though Shanti is also working her own angle, and the only reason she wants to get close to Tommy is so she can connect with Che. Something that we saw Gennard finally do in episode 5, as Diamond took Gennard with him and introduced him to Che, telling Che he should consider Gennard as an extension of him. And this had been Gennard and Shanti's plan, for Gennard to get an introduction to Che, so they could take out Tommy and Diamond and run CBI. But when given the opportunity to meet Che, Gennard was about to text Shanti to tell her the good news, but decided not to. And again, this is another move that Diamond made behind Tommy's back. And either though Diamond could justify making the move against the Yardies, saying that the opportunity presented itself and he needed to make a move, but he really can't give Tommy an excuse for introducing Gennard to Che. And the next time Tommy and Diamond go meet up with Che, I think it will probably be exposed that Diamond brought Gennard with him to meet Che, because Che will probably mention something about Gennard and how Diamond had somebody else with him the last time he saw him. Also keep in mind, in episode 5, when Gennard said something to Diamond about some of the guys questioning Diamond's decisions, Diamond let Gennard know that this wasn't Walmart and that he's the head of CBI. And when it comes to being the head of CBI, there can only be one head. So either though Diamond and Tommy are partners when it comes to the drug game, when it comes to the gang CBI, it doesn't look like Diamond sees Tommy as his partner when it comes to the gang. And this goes back to the conversation that Diamond and Tommy had at the end of Season 2 when Tommy told Diamond, does he really think he would be the Connect right now without him? And Diamond said no, but without him, Tommy would be dead. Meaning, if Diamond didn't have Tommy's back, then the gang wouldn't be with him either. So either though Diamond is letting Tommy operate, at the same time, at any point, Diamond could pull CBI support for Tommy, essentially leaving him as a lone wolf. Something we know that's gonna happen in season 3 from the trailer. So either though we've essentially seen Diamond looking like Tommy's muscle at points in season 3, at the end of the day, Diamond is the general and he controls the troops. And without him, Tommy has no manpower. And if there's any question if Diamond has the full support of the locker room or not, making that move against the Yardies after they took out Willie definitely got the troops to ride with him 100%. And with that said, the episode 6 description says that Tommy and Diamond are gonna have a disagreement over business. And I think this will be the disagreement that could potentially split Tommy from CBI. What I think is gonna happen is that Diamond will begin to plot with Gennard to take out Tommy after this disagreement, as Diamond slowly starts to turn back to the old Diamond little by little. Keeping in mind, in season 1, Gennard said that the old Diamond would have been popped Tommy's goofy already. So Diamond will plot to take out Tommy, and Gennard will report this back to Shanti. But Shanti won't trust Gennard, thinking that he doesn't want to take out Diamond, which is a problem for Shanti. So because of that, she'll tell Tommy also to watch his back, potentially with the intention of having Tommy and Diamond go at each other and take each other out. And there's also the fact that Shanti knows about how Diamond and Gennard sent D-Mac on a death mission to rob the 9/7s, something that Tommy still doesn't know about, as he only knows about D-Mac robbing the crap game and killing Mad Dog. So if Shanti really wants to cause problems between Tommy and Diamond, she could also expose to Tommy how Diamond tried to have his nephew killed. But after becoming a lone wolf, we should assume that D-Mac will choose to side with Tommy over CBI, especially once he realizes that they played him and sent him into a death trap. Then there's also Marshall, who was with Diamond and CBI when they took out the Yardies, and because of his friendship with D-Mac, we would think he would most likely also choose Tommy's side. But it could also be a dangerous time for Marshall as well, potentially getting caught in the middle of this beef. Tommy could also potentially align with the Serbs again, like he did earlier in the season. And we also know from the trailer at some point, Tommy will align with Miguel. Either though I still don't 100% trust if Miguel will have Tommy's back, even after finding out that Mireya is pregnant. And with Shanti telling Tommy to watch his back, I also think this is when Tariq could come into play, because I believe this is exactly what Tommy asked Tariq when he calls him, if he has his back. And that's why Tariq says, yeah, but what's up though? And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.